Many people have dreams. Many people have things that they are chasing for their lives. I've met many young persons, teenagers, youths, adults who, at one point or the other in their life, want to achieve big things. Some of us want to live in a fancy house, want to ride fancy cars. Some of us want to do big things beyond our widest imaginations. And we tell our friends, we fascinate about it, we dream about it, we want to own big businesses, and several things like that. It's no longer fun and games when 1 year passes, 2 year passes, 3 year passes, and you start to realize that your dreams are not coming to reality. And it seems like as if life is beginning to dawn on you. You see, there's a clear difference between dreams and goals. It's important we have dreams. It's important we have things that we are aspiring towards. But then, how exactly can you get from where you currently are to where your dreams are at? It's a clear difference that many people fail to realize. And it seems impossible. When we start to hear stories of persons that have become successful and they said, when I was younger, I wanted to do this and I achieved this, we are inspired, we are charged, and we want to follow in their footsteps, we want to do things like this. But really, it becomes overwhelming, it becomes burdensome, and eventually, when we look at ourselves in the coming years, we start to realize that these things are becoming difficult or these things are becoming impossible. It's not by luck, it's not by chance, it's not by rocket science that successful persons become successful. Let me demystify what's going on here for you. There's something called intentional action. Intentional action means that you have a dream and you are intentionally chasing that particular dream. Many of us want to achieve dreams, but we don't have plans towards those dreams. Many of us want to do big things, but we fail to realize that if you don't properly plan, you are planning to fail. Something as simple as planning and taking actions towards that plan can command the biggest testimony that your life wants right now. But we fail to realize some of these things. And eventually we start to chase life. We start to chase several things that eventually does not bring fruition in our lives. One important thing we must understand is that there is a difference between dreams and your directions. What are your dreams? What exactly is your direction? Many of us have dreams of becoming billionaires. But what we are doing right now is not leading you in that path. What you are doing right now is hustling, trying to go by. And eventually when the money comes, you celebrate, you go loud and several things like that. Your dreams are different from where your life is directing towards. Your direction is different from what your dreams are. You can't say you want to do something and the actions you are taking is way different from where you want to get to. It's a big difference. It's a big thing that we must learn to understand. That when you have a dream, you must understand the place of direction. You must understand the place of consciously working towards your dream. Direction cannot be emphasized. Direction cannot be ignored. If you lack direction in your life, then there's a huge problem. Another thing you must understand is building systems and not motivation. I've said this several over and over again that motivations are important, motivations are good, but motivations cannot keep you to the end. Motivations cannot last you on this journey that you are walking. Many of us build momentum on motivation. We are motivated, we are charged, and we go out there, we do several things. But eventually, motivation dies down, and we start to lose the zeal, we start to lose the drive that we originally started with. You must understand that you need to build systems. You need to put systems in place. And when you talk about systems, system becomes confusing for some persons. Systems cannot be difficult. Systems are simple actions that you do on a day-to-day. Say, for example, you want to become a professor, you want to become a doctor. Of course, it's understandable that you need to take conscious steps towards achieving that goal. You need to look for how you get yourself educated, go to a college, go to an higher institution, try and put in line towards that particular course. When you are a certain age, you are learning certain subjects. When you get to a certain point, you take certain exams and several things like that. But we all want to jump the gun. We all want to go beyond what we can currently reach. And this is a big problem that many of us are suffering from. This is a huge problem. So you must start to consciously build systems. Say, for example, you want to own a business or you want to start a business, you want your business to be multinational. Now, you must understand that you have to start that business. You have to actually start. Now, it's not just in you starting. You have to learn things that will help you to continue that business. You have to learn skills, things that you put in place just to help that business grow. For some of you are currently working a 9 to 5 and your goal is to have a business, to own a business. And then we're like, oh, there will come a time when I'm owning business. Why don't you spend the time off work or the weekends in consciously putting efforts towards your business? A popular story I heard last year was about Apostle Folorunsho Alakija. It was shocking when the richest woman in Africa said that even while she was working a 9 to 5, she would spend her time off and her weekends trying to build a fashion brand. And many of us are confused as to what to go about. Where does the confusion lie? Where exactly does the confusion lie? So you must learn to build systems. For some of you, you want to become an artist. You are not building your voice. You feel that, you have all the talents in the world. No, you need to start to build systems that will drive you towards the direction in which you want to go. So, is it the same step you are still following in 2026? You must know that you are still going to end up the different paths. If you are continuously doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, physics calls it non-entity. Of course, you need to start to think of ways, strategize, plan, which leads me to the final aspect, planning. Many of us have ideas, many of us have visions, many of us have things that we want to execute. But the plan to get us from where we are to where we need to be, we lack it. Some of you want to start a business, and instead of you to plan how you get the funds, how you start up a business, how you get the human resource, and several things like that, instead you are wondering, you are looking out there that, oh, I'm looking for who to support me, I'm looking for who to sponsor me, and several things like that. I hear some things like that, and I'm really pissed off. Why? Because many of you don't even have a job. I mean, how do you want to finance a business when you don't have a job? How do you want to keep a business when you've not learned to keep a job? I mean, it's crazy, right? It's crazy. Because many people don't even understand the simple tenets of what they need to do. You don't have a good plan. You must have a plan. Ignore anyone that is telling you that a plan is not important or a plan is irrelevant. Plan is not irrelevant in this stage. Plan is very pivotal towards what you are trying to achieve. You must have your vision. You must write it down. Dr. Cosmonaduka used to say that when he was much younger, he wrote down 5 goals. He wrote down those goals and is consciously looking at it. I wrote down my goals, my 1-year goal, my 3-year goals, my 5-year goals. I have it on my screensaver and I'm consciously looking at it every single time I open my phone. But many of us still have our pictures as our screensaver and several things like that. And we are saying we want to achieve this thing. No, if you truly want a change, if you truly want to achieve something, you need to make conscious efforts. You need to plan towards what you want to achieve. And one final piece is, it's not just in the place of planning. You can plan and write down all of your plan, but then you must understand that you have to keep chasing your plan. You have to keep chasing the vision. Picture this. There is a vision to where you want to get to. You've highlighted a plan that can help you get there. It will be foolish of you to highlight your plans and look at it. I mean, it doesn't make sense, right? You have to have your plans and take actionable steps towards achieving your plans. You know, several times I wake up in the morning and I'm very tired. I'm really tired, but I have work to do. And when I think of where I want to get to and where I currently am, I just have to motivate myself. I have to give myself the strength. I mean, shooting this video right now is not easy. It's not easy on me, but I know I have to consciously keep pushing. I have to consciously keep pushing contents out there, contents that are valuable and will help people grow. That is when people will start to see my value and they'll come to appreciate who I am. That is my goal. That is my vision. This is my plan towards working towards it. So it's important that you have a plan in life. Because if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. So what is that conscious effort you are taking? What is that thing that you are looking towards? You need to consciously start to look at it. There are principles that guide systems. There are principles that guide how you would go. There are principles that will guide your path. And see, you don't learn all of these things in a day. You have to consciously build towards it. You have to read books. You have to listen to podcasts. Listen to successful people talk. When you listen to them speak, you start to get inspired. You start to get knowledge. You start to gain into their wisdom and start to see how you can position one or two things together. You know, many persons started way smaller than we are currently. Look around you, look at yourself. Many persons started in ways that you would not have imagined. They started from places you would never have imagined, and they've been able to grow themselves even this much. I think of Dr. Cosmos Maduka, how he talks about him hawking Lin's cake on the streets. You know, I've never hawked before in my life, but then I look at where I am now and I look at where he is now, and I know that his results is speaking. So if you truly want your results to speak in this year, or you truly want your results to speak in your life, you need to learn to have a vision. Not just have a vision, plan. And not just planning, take conscious actions towards it. So let me know what you think, guys, in the comment section. Let's have a great 26 together. Cheers, guys.